Well, I suppose before we begin, I should clean things up a bit, the All-Force said, looking over to what remained of the world that they were fighting on, as its core and mantle flooded out into space, and the rest of the world seemed as if it wished to collapse in on itself, however seemed to be sturdy enough to not do so as of yet. And then suddenly, there was a rush of light, bright mixtures of colors that rushed past, and in the instant, everything returned to normal. Jax and Regimen and Delius were all there, finding themselves standing on solid ground, Jax's body restored completely, as he looked about in utter confusion. What in the hell? I thought I was done for, the All-Force replied, interrupting his thought. I assure you, regardless of whether you succeed or fail, your destinies do not end here. This is merely a test to see if you will pass on to the next stage. If you, out of the countless iterations, are the one who follows this path, you will find that your body is fully restored, yet your memories of the events are intact. The lesson is a gift from me, something that you get to keep, pass or fail. I have even restored the limiter node that you ejected before you entered, so you will find that your status is completely back to normal. Now, who will be next? I, of course, know the answer. However, once again, you have to reach point B of your own will, the All-Force said as it stared down at the group, beginning to float back to ground level, slowly and patiently. Oh, there should be no need in a discussion. I'm just dying to go next, Regimen replied, as he began to step forward. But there is something that I'd like to know before all of this gets started. Do we have to start immediately? Is it necessary? Regimen asked as he stepped out, looking at the All-Force, calmly and yet firmly. He seemed far more controlled than Jax. Of course not, Reginald. It is of course your turn. And while conflict is of course the end result, you may take however much time you wish in getting there. Well, what about the rules of our engagement? Regimen asked. It's not much of a test if there aren't rules. Am I to understand that there are none? Because without rules, it's not much of a test. I assure you, Reginald, there are no rules. At least none as you would see them. This test is merely to reach the end and assure that the events that lead there are precisely what they need to be. Oh, but if there are no rules, then it's certainly not fair, Regimen replied, raising his hand as he scoffed a bit. Truly, if you're God, the creator of all things, who knows all, sees all, then fighting you is rather pointless. I suppose any actions or interactions are just as pointless. What is the point in playing a game when your victory is assured? All you need do is blink and the fight is over, correct? If anyone should have rules, it should be you. No, Reginald. I do not have any rules as such. Any limitations that I apply upon myself exist only in the preset of these events, and I apply them to myself in order to reach the correct end. If my desire was simply to destroy you, there would be no need to interact with you, nor fight or have conflict of any kind. I merely take this form and reside within this physical world of my own will, so that I may facilitate this interaction. But if you exist in this world as a physical being, and you have set yourself limitations, then wouldn't it be a good idea to set them out? Let things be clear, Regimen said, smiling and gesturing kindly towards the All-Force. Perhaps we could sit down and talk about it for a bit. Yes, of course, Reginald. I did not expect you to behave in the same manner as Jax. You are, after all, very different. You wish to gain information before conflict. It is in your nature. To you, even this, what we're doing right now, simply talking. In your mind, the conflict has already begun, and it simply isn't a matter of physical ability, destructive power. No, it's much different for you, isn't it, Reginald? So I will oblige you, the All-Force said, extending its hand, palm up, as appearing from nowhere, in a shimmer of vibrant colors, was a table, complete with a very decorative tablecloth, and what looked like a steaming pot of tea, 2 cups, and a chessboard. I believe this will meet your satisfaction. Yes, Reginald? The All-Force said as it lowered its hand, beginning to approach the table, taking a gentle seat across from Reginald, who smiled gracefully as he did the same, placing his cane on the edge of the table and beginning to pour 2 cups of tea. I must say this tea smells quite good. Familiar, in fact. Yes, the All-Force replied. It is in fact your favorite tea. Not just in brand. This specific brew of tea is the brew that you have felt is the best you have ever had. Taken directly from your own life experience, manifest and made real. Just as it was the day you had it, the All-Force said, looking across the table to Regimen, who gave him a focused look. Well, you are knowledgeable, aren't you? I wouldn't expect less from someone who claims to be a deity. I claim no such thing, Reginald. I am the All-Force. I am not anyone's deity. The two are different. Deities demand worship, idolization. They call to those that follow them to behave in certain ways, take certain actions, believe certain things. That is not what I am. I have no followers. I am simply everything. I do not demand anything, and all those who exist may live however they please and believe whatever they wish. Whether they know about me or not means no difference. It is unimportant, so they may believe and wish and live however they see fit, the All-Force said, as Reginald slid his cup of tea over to him, and the All-Force generously picked it up and took a sip. As strange as the idea sounds, to watch a hazy stream of colors and light take a sip of tea. So, All-Force, while we're stacking out what exactly the rules to this engagement are, or more precisely, what your limitations are. I understand naturally you have none, but for the sake of argument, the limitations that you've set upon yourself here in this circumstance, what would they be? Always right to business, Reginald. That is so typically you. Exactly what I expect from one who holds the title of dealer. You are a far different creature from the indomitable, in many ways. To you, this challenge is not only physical, but mental. You wish to gauge me, find weaknesses that you can take advantage of. Things like pride, arrogance, wrathfulness, fear, hesitation. To you, all of these psychological concepts, which define the personalities of individuals, are tools, weapons, like a master builder who constructs clocks. You look at the people around you as complex machines, their minds a massive interlocking and weaving of gears, and mechanical parts. By understanding them, you understand the mechanism itself. And by understanding the mechanism itself, you can destroy it, rebuild it, reshape it, do whatever you wish. So you're going to drag this out, press me for information. And though it is a waste of time, and it will lean you nothing in the end, I will oblige you.